everybody. Welcome to the PowerUp Podcast, Episode 2. Today we're going to be talking about a lot of games, probably, but we'll probably touch on Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Super Smash Bros. Brawl, since those are the favorite games that I've been told of my current guest, Adam, a.k.a. Skeez.
Yes.
I'm also joined today by Anchor and Otter,
Hello.
which you should remember them from Episode 1.
What's up?
And we are also joined by a silent guest who
partner.
has refused to say anything for fear of embarrassment or whatever his reason may be, but he is known as Woody in the community. And if he were to say anything, he would probably have a lot to say about any fighting game. So,
especially the Street Fighter movie fighting game.
Maybe he'll say a little something or give us a nod, if we say something correct.
What do you think about time killers?
Apparently I have a Spanish-speaking guest, but just, 5 minutes ago he was speaking perfect English. But whatever. Okay. Well, Adam, Anchor told me that you really like to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Brawl, but I think that you really had something going with Street Fighter 4.
Oh, yeah.
What have you been playing lately? I mean, what's your go-to game?
Street Fighter 4, pretty much anytime I have time to play games.
Nice.
Online or at a friend's house, doesn't make a difference.
Cool. Were you at the Them vs. Us tournament? Did you compete in that?
I think I had to work that night, so
that sucks.
I haven't been to a tournament for this game yet.
Well, you might be able to come to our first tournament. My big garage out there, I'm going to get it cleaned up, and we're going to be running at least Street Fighter 4, Marvel, and Brawl in the first PowerUp tournament.
That might be fun.
Yeah, definitely. It's also going to be part of a fundraiser for Pocket Change. You ever been to Pocket Change?
Oh, yeah, I used to work there.
Nice. We're going to try to get a Street Fighter 4 cab in there with full internet hookup.
That'd
So
be sweet.
hopefully if, Pocket Change owner says, okay, we'll keep it in shape and everything like that, we'll get some sponsorship for prize money or something, and then have the cab in there, and it'll be updated and everything.
That'd be cool. They need new games there.
Yeah.
Badly.
Yeah. And they just need to keep up their old games, like the Marvel cabs. They need some new buttons, maybe, some joysticks. But anyways, let's see here. So you didn't go to the Westchester tournament, but besides Street Fighter 4, because you said you haven't been to any tournaments for that, what other games have you ever been into a tournament for?
Oh, I've been to tournaments for Marvel. I've been to tournaments for Tekken, Dark Resurrection, as well as Tekken 4 way back when. I did a few Tekken Tag tournaments as well.
Nice. Anything for Brawl, or you just play that for fun?
I usually play that for fun. I've been to tournaments, but I haven't actually participated in any tournaments.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess I just prefer casual play in that game more.
That's awesome. Let's see here. Are you looking forward to the re-release of Marvel 2 on PlayStation and Xbox? Are you excited about the online play?
Oh yeah. I'm looking forward to making people rage quit online. It's great.
So much hate mail. I can't even.
Yeah, exactly.
I played for like half an hour yesterday on Street Fighter. I got 2. I know on Marvel I'm going to have at least 5 or 6 every day I play. So.
Nice. Have you been playing Marvel since its first release?
Yep, I've been playing it since it was released in Dreamcast in Japan.
Awesome. Who's your favorite team?
Really don't have a favorite team. I go around the board.
Cool.
I tend to deal with the heavy hitters a lot more than the guys that are easily comboable.
Okay.
I go for damage more than combo stuff. So
Okay.
because I'd rather hit you 3 times with Juggernaut or Colossus than have to worry about a 90 hit combo with Magneto that might do half damage.
Right.
That's my preference.
Do you ever go to the cheesy characters or any of those techniques?
I've done it a few times.
Yeah.
There's a couple times where I've set people down, but I mean,
They probably deserved it.
yeah, it's usually like somebody just doing hyper viper beams all day, and I'm just like, I've had enough of this. I'm going to do it myself, and then they get mad and leave, which is great.
So how long have you been playing fighting games in general?
Probably since I was 9, I think.
Nice. What was your first really great I just love
Street
fighting
Fighter
games?
2.
Really?
Oh yeah, Street Fighter 2.
Nice.
That's going to be the universal answer.
Hey,
I'm sure you saw how quick I answered that.
It's a
I was
great
just like,
game. It's a
yeah.
great game. Have you picked up and played HD Remix a lot?
I haven't played it a lot. I did pick it up. Around the time that it came out, there was some other stuff that I had going on, and I really didn't have a whole lot of time to really dive into it.
Right.
I like it.
Cool.
But then Street Fighter 4 was just around the corner, and I was just like, I'll probably
What
play
about
that
Third
more.
Strike?
I have played a fair amount of Third Strike, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What do you think of, like, with Brawl, you have the Melee community that's kind of still hanging around. Do you think that that's going to happen with Third Strike?
I really don't know, because a lot of the game has changed between 3 and 4. Mm-hmm. Some people really like the pairing system and how they could basically live forever if they're good enough at parrying.
Right.
But it's I really don't know. Each people, each person has their own opinion on how a game should be played. So I didn't really try to parry a whole lot. I mean, of course, once you get down to a little bit of life, you try to parry more often or evade more often. But
I've heard that sometimes the older Super Turbo players were kind of turned off by Third Strike because of the parry, and they preferred to just block a lot.
Well, it eliminated cheese. It eliminated a lot of cheese stuff that they were used to in Turbo.
Okay.
If you got somebody in the corner, you could just fireball them, destroy you to death. But in Third Strike, you can't. So,
there's still a huge amount of people that hate Street Fighter 4. So
yeah.
So Third Strike will probably stick around.
Why do they hate Street Fighter 4? What's the general consensus?
Usually it's because of the art style. I know a few people that just won't play it because of the art style. They're just like, it looks stupid. I'm like, really? Really?
There's also the Ultra system where you get rewarded for losing, which I can see sort of.
I can kind of see that too, but it makes a match more interesting because then if you're absolutely whooping on somebody, they have a chance to come back, and you have to be aware of that.
Right. It makes it almost like restarting the match.
Kind of, yeah. I just think it makes it more exciting. So that way, somebody in Third Strike might just be all over you with Yun, and just be spamming stuff all day, the Genesian all day, and you're just block, he finally hits you, just some 5-4 hit thing, whatever in the corner is a juggle. Then he just jumps away the whole time, and
you can't do anything about it.
You can't do anything about it. You can't hit him because he's jumping away, gaining super, and then he does it again, just jumps on top of you, and you don't gain hardly any super unless you're able to parry all of that, which it's nearly impossible to parry all that stuff.
Right.
So,
do you think maybe the creators looked at the way Third Strike was being played at high levels and said, there needs to be a way for players to come back? Do you think that may have been one of the reasons they created the Ultra system?
It's very possible. I know that it was a different producer for 4 than it was for 3, so maybe he just had a different philosophy of how the game should be played. I mean, he went back to roots for most of the game.
Right.
It feels a lot like Street Fighter 2 as opposed to a Third Strike, but you can kind of use the focus like a parry sometimes. It depends on how cool you are and how sweet you are.
I saw Otter doing it a couple times with Ryu. Parry a few, maybe Zangief pokes, and then dash cancel backwards. Awesome, by the way. I wish I could do that.
Yeah, it's more to gain meter than to reset the momentum and attack. I'm just trying to get a little meter and then run away.
Exactly. Let's see here. What are your opinions on the Midwest fighting game community? I mean, I'm assuming you live around here locally.
It was very vibrant back around the time when Dreamcast first came out because of all the good stuff that was coming after that, all the good stuff that was on the arcades. There was Third Strike still at that time, Tekken Tag, which was huge, Soul Calibur. I mean, there was a lot of people that were really into fighting games at that point in time. But over the last 6-7 years, you just don't see people up in the arcades playing anymore.
Right.
It's a shame.
Do you think that the player base and the skill level is still around?
I know that there are people out there with skill level, but they usually just don't want to take the time to come out to tournaments because it's an inconvenience for them having to leave their hometown, travel for a couple hours. I mean, I've done the same thing. There's been tournaments, Western Ohio. I'm just like, man, screw that. It's 4.5 hours away. I've got stuff to do.
Right.
I don't really know.
Is that the difference you think between the coasts and the Midwest? It's just like tournament amount and.
I think so. The coasts have those big, giant arcades on the east and west coast, like Southern Hills Golfland over there on the west coast. That's just like a haven for game people, and it's in California, which has a lot of highly populated cities. So, of course, there's going to be tons of really, really good game players out there. And same thing on the East Coast in New York. There's tons of people that play out in New York, but there's really nothing like that here. I mean, the closest we'd have around here is maybe Chicago, maybe. But you don't really hear of a Chicago gaming scene too much. So,
right. I'm sure they're there, but I don't think there's a arcade to centralize it all.
Exactly. There's just nothing. There's nothing in the area. I mean, for a while, Pocket Change was doing pretty well in our area, but they closed for a couple of years and changed owners, and it's just stupid now.
And their games are just pretty much crap. I mean, they pretty much, they have like the old fighting games like Soul Edge and like an older Tekken.
Which now they're just trying to sell off.
Yeah, they are trying to sell them off.
I think it's funny they got Tekken Tag back.
Yeah. They actually made a Tekken machine, a Marvel machine, but nobody plays that Marvel machine because the buttons are too spread out.
Right.
And they kind of just wasted making another Marvel machine because the original one's the one that makes all the money.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't play the same. It doesn't feel the same.
No, it doesn't play the same at all. It doesn't feel the same. But they just they really need to get new games in because, I mean, the good thing about Dayton and the Dayton Mall, it's right smack dab in the middle, in between Cincinnati and Columbus, and that's really where some of the better players, that's where they live. So if they had somewhere to go that had good games and games that actually worked, they would come out, but
of course.
They just kind of stay in Cincinnati, and I don't think there's an arcade in Cincinnati, really like a big one where they all go and gather.
I know there used to be one in Tri-County, but I think they closed that one.
It's kind of strange you hear about arcades dying, but I mean they're pretty vibrant, at least on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, do you think maybe that's what we need around here, is arcades? Or is there a way, because online is getting just bigger and bigger?
Well, I don't know how it is on the coasts, but around here there's a lot of people that are, I don't want to say they're uneducated about games, but they just don't care enough about how to maintain machines. Mm. Like, I've walked into an arcade and just saw a kid just hanging on the joysticks. That's not good for the machine.
Wow.
And, somebody will come up 5 minutes later, oh, this piece of shit doesn't work, and we're like, okay, great.
Yeah, ate my tokens and all that crap. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I speak. Well, back in the old days.
Get everything in the chair so I can hear you.
Come on, buddy.
Back in the old days, there's a video game place called Crazy Cats. Now, it used to be one of my favorite places to go, except it ended up closing down because little stank kids would come in there, loiter. Like, there's this one dude come in there, he think he's sweet in Street Fighter, think he can rule the game. I took him off. So we go around pestering little kids. Hey, I give you this for give me some tokens for this. He like selling watches and stuff like that, and then people used to hang out all the time, loiter. So the guy ended up closing down.
Sweet.
And then there was a putt golf and games. Everybody used to hang out there.
Yeah,
everybody
there all the time.
Then that went away. Then it's like the only place left is the game room. But now, eventually, I feel that's gonna go to the wayside too.
Yeah. Well, what do you guys think about tournaments and leagues? I mean, if we can't get arcades back just because nobody wants to buy the machines or run the machines, or if just maybe arcades are just kind of going away and won't come back for a while anyways, do you think leagues and tournaments, if they're held frequently enough, could kind of fill the gap for the players?
I think for the people that really want to play, yes. But the people that are just casual players, I don't think it'll work. Mm-hmm. They just play when they have time. If they're in the mall, it's convenient. They can play for 20 minutes to a half hour. But for the hardcore players, it really doesn't matter where they play. They do prefer to play in arcades for the most part because the joysticks tend to be more precise and there's no other problems with anybody else. And plus, it's being more social. Actually, going to playing online. Where there's no accountability because they don't know who you are.
Yeah. People get like that online attitude. Mm-hmm. And that's not something that they would have.
If you're too noob, you suck. You're a nerd. Get a job.
Right. Yeah, pretty much. So.
Yeah, that's definitely a problem and a reason why face-to-face play is so much cooler, in my opinion.
I prefer face-to-face.
Yeah,
I think we all do.
Mm-hmm, definitely, because, I don't know, it's just more sociable, and you get to meet more people. I mean, this is where I met, the arcades where I met Woody and Adam, and,
I don't know you, woman. I don't know.
Shut up. Yes, you do. I just remember when I think I was 16 years old when I started playing Marvel, and I was a DDR whore for the longest time. Like I was like, yeah, DDR, best game ever. But then, like, the Marvel machine was right next to the DDR machine, so I'd see all these guys, gather around and they'd be playing Marvel. And, I started talking, TK, I'd go on the weekends and things like that, and they'd all be over there playing, and I noticed there were no, other girls playing, and so I was kind of lucky because, they actually took me serious, because I actually wanted to learn how to play, because sometimes, other female players, they just kind of want to wiggle in there and hang out with the guys, and, that's why they call me the Queen of Marvel, because I actually took it seriously, and I wanted to learn, and oh my god, I'd waste like $20 to $40 a day getting my ass kicked. But I love to play. I love to play with them, and they never held back. They never sandbagged, ever, and I think that's why. Yeah, see this guy right here, never sandbagged, ever.
No, that's great. I mean, that's the only way you'll learn.
Oh, I know, and, I would try to go and play, just when nobody else was playing, but they'd all be over by the counter, and they're like, who wants to be evil today?
Usually me.
Yeah, go kick her off, because we want to get some, rounds going, but, I had some of, like, the best times ever, 16, 17, 18, until I started driving, just, chilling at the arcade all day watching these guys play, and that's what's kind of sad, that they hardly ever go anymore.
I gotta work.
You're old.
Gotta make money. Gotta be able to afford car and gas and food and beer.
Beer. You drunkard.
And the video games to play when you're not doing all of that stuff.
That's true.
That's true, yeah.
Well, you could drink the beer and play the games. But...
Yeah, I do that quite frequently.
But see, actually, that's the problem. Because back in the Atari 2600 days, right? Everybody went to the arcade, because, like, if you went to Atari, you play, like, Pac-Man. It's all ugly looking.
Right. Blocky.
But see, now, the home systems, they better than the arcade.
Yeah.
So it's like, why spend money? Arcade, I play a game at home. I got characters unlocked here that ain't even on arcade. But I mean, it's not social, but like, hey, call your friends over and stuff like that.
Well, that's the ideal situation.
Yeah, but sometimes people won't actually show up when they say they will.
Right.
So,
Woody.
I'll be hiding. I'll just be hiding.
Yeah, he's like, I'm too scared to come over. I'm waiting for Kabuto or whatever.
Yeah, I was waiting for him. He never showed
He's waiting
up.
for his torrents. That's what he's waiting for. He's waiting for his torrents to finish.
Yeah. All that porn you download.
Well, I guess we can all agree that, there needs to be something in the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
Arcades, gaming lounges, more tournaments, more leagues. Something to grow the community a bit more.
I think so.
Which is something, the podcast and hopefully my tournament will do. It will get people more interested. I mean, I'm sure that in the grand scheme of things, even the communities on the coasts aren't really that big.
I don't know. I understand that the Gulf Land is a very, very large place. Never been there myself, but I understand it's very, very large.
The legends probably are exaggerated.
Probably.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
But, I don't know, I think it would be good if we kind of rejuvenated the arcade, like pocket change for one. Because, you're leaving all those other people out who like to play because they're not in your circle. You're not going to go up to somebody and be like, hey, dude, let's go play. I'm like, I don't know you, So the good place to go, actually, is, go to the arcade, play this guy, and just kind of, be the one to make the first move and be like, you come up here often? And they're like, well, if they say no, then well, we get up, we gather every weekend, give me your number and I'll call you when we come up here, and then, you get to know each other, and then you're like, oh, let's go to my place and play.
It could just be something different with people nowadays. Mm-hmm. They just don't really feel like putting themselves out there.
More cynical. Generally don't trust people as much now, from what I've gathered.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, maybe.
Because everybody's
hey, you want to come over?
Popsicles.
No, thanks.
Mike South is like the perfect example for that.
Well, let's go ahead and move on to how you guys play fighting games. Some of the, some of your tactics and strategies. Let's start with Woody, actually. He was sitting there. He did not want me to even turn toward him. No, well, Woody, you were playing Street Fighter 4, and you were really getting into it. I really enjoyed a lot of your commentary during that. It was really fun, actually. I mean, you could really tell, because the commentary lets people know that, you know what's going on in the game. Like me, I was just sitting there trying my best not to get killed.
Yeah.
You're sitting there.
You're sitting there. Don't be scared.
I like Street Fighter 4. That's probably one of my favorites.
Okay.
But I'm always complaining about the control because there's a specific control that I just feel comfortable with. I don't like using arcade sticks because they move around when I play. Like when I was trying to, I kept saying I'm not jumping. It's because I'm holding it at an angle. When I go like this, I'm actually Well, I'm always. It's always. I always have to have my special control that I feel comfortable.
The special is that a pad?
It's
a third strike. 15-year edition.
Yes, that's
okay,
that.
okay.
Like Sega Saturn control,
like ASCII pad type thing.
Yeah, the Mad Catz released a few of those. Did you consider getting one?
Yeah, I got one. I got it was like crap. It would like you move it left, it'll do whatever it want. But this one specific, it's like perfect.
That's your perfect controller.
And I never got another one because I just like this one.
Right. Hopefully, I hope you've been taking good care of it. Then.
Yeah.
Got all the different converters for all the different systems.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, who's your character in Street Fighter 4?
It's either Zangief or Balrog, but I try. For some reason, I think I'm undefeated with Bison, but I don't play him all that great. I just lucky.
Let's say Balrog. You're playing Balrog. You're going up against. Who would you say is your worst matchup right now?
Oh man! To tell you the truth, I have no idea. It's usually like with Zangief because I do Balrog, do the lariat, knock me out of the lariat. Sometimes I try to do his Balrog's little duck punch, but I have a problem doing it. I'll do the straight, still get hit. But usually, like if I'm playing against, I don't know, like a Ryu or Ken, sometimes I'm alright with Balrog. But
do you play online a lot?
I have never played online.
Really? Why not?
I don't. Oh, I don't have a PlayStation 3.
Okay.
But even with a computer, I haven't played any game online. Nothing. I don't
So you play it on PC?
I'm looking now. Online.
You play it on PC?
But no.
Street Fighter 4 is coming out on PC this year.
There you go. Well, my computer probably ain't good enough to play that.
Who knows?
How about you, Adam? You said Zangief, right?
Oh yeah, I love playing Zangief.
Who's your worst matchup? Do you have a worst matchup?
Probably Blanco. With Zangief anyway.
Okay.
He bounces away too easily, and Zangief just doesn't have moves that get him far enough, or any projectiles or anything that can reach him fast enough. So.
Okay. Do either of you guys look up things on Shoryuken, frame data, or strategies, or do you usually just kind of go with the flow and kind of experiment on your own?
I usually just go with the flow.
I experiment mostly, but I mean, I do take into account like some frame data. Like I don't look for anything that's going to always be on my advantage, but because I want to make sure that they know that I'm going to do other moves that might have other issues with them. I might get invincibility here, or negative frame data, and I expect them to beat me, and then I do like an invincible move or something to beat their move or something. So I mean, I mix it up.
Cool. I mean, so you do enough research to be dangerous.
I'd like to think so, but I'm not like Uber or anything.
Right. That's all right. I mean, you can get there if you want to, no problem.
I know.
Yeah, he knows.
I know.
But it's all that work and the beer and the
there's too much work, too much beer, not enough time. Got to work. Sorry.
Yeah. Wow. Would you participate in a league? I mean, if you had the time.
Provided I didn't have to work 4 or 5 Saturdays in a row, probably.
Yeah. Because I know Josh Queen was talking about getting a league started at Illuminati. Okay, what was the face for? What was the face for?
Nothing. Nothing.
Nothing at all.
No. If you don't have anything good to say, you don't say.
Uh-oh.
Not that I really have a problem with Josh Queen, just other issues.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll leave that alone. We won't worry. What do you guys think about mind games?
I think they're fun.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Why are they fun?
Because it makes people worry about other things that they can do in the game.
What's your favorite mind game with Zangief?
The pile driver. Come on, man. The pile driver.
I love it.
They're afraid to stick out jabs sometimes because you're going to be tossing them around. They're
Grab
scared.
them up.
Yep, they're
Nice.
scared.
Do you ever think a lot about your setup, even during match? It's like, okay, I see that they're doing move X. I'm going to do this move and then bait them in.
Yeah, it depends on how the match is going. Like if I'm getting hit by something consistently, I try to stand back and try to figure out what's going on, like how I can beat it, and then I try to get back in there and set up my own stuff.
Nice. That's where the research comes in too.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Now, Woody, you were talking about the game pads and how they sometimes always didn't work for you. So let's talk about game feel a little bit. Like how do you know if a game is working for you?
Well, usually I'll do if I do my moves and I can have no problem doing them. I don't have to do like I do move 3-4 times just to get it work. Like I was crying about, my motion's not working. I did super. I didn't jump. If I'm like, well, it works fine, then I feel comfortable. I can play better. But if I'm sitting here worrying if my move gonna work, then I'm like get frustrated. Then sometimes I say, I blocked. But I know good and well I didn't block. I'm just so frustrated. I'm just saying it.
You're just full of garbage.
Yeah, I blocked it and I didn't block. I didn't.
But you said something in the car about feeling it.
Yeah, that was sometimes like when I was talking about somebody was doing a Psycho Crusher, the Ultra, and I was behind it. I just felt I just felt it. I was gonna hit him out of it, and sure enough, I did. I don't know. I don't know. I can't explain that.
I feel it too, so don't worry about it.
I can't explain
I get that sometimes too.
Sometimes if you play, like if you went into the frame data, you could probably back up that Honda's roundhouse will be.
I'm not a frame data type of guy. I just.
But if you play the game enough, you just figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
But see, the only game I don't really study too much in fighting games, except maybe Guilty Gear. Guilty Gear, I'm probably gonna try to do the frame data type deal, because that was my game, but I haven't played it in so long. I'll probably suck at it now.
What do you think of Blaze Blue coming out this summer?
That looks pretty good, but I probably won't never play it because I don't have PlayStation 3.
What system do you have?
Just a PlayStation 2 and a Dreamcast.
Okay, so you just
and
play...
Atari 2600 is laying around somewhere.
Ooh.
Because you know they got Street Fighter out on that.
Right. one pixel short, you can.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, do you just play Street Fighter 4 when friends bring it over, or when you go to a friend's house?
When I go over to a friend's house, because to be honest, even when I'm at home, I haven't played a game in probably years.
Wow.
I only play games when I'm over somebody else's house, because I'm usually on the computer. And people like my dumb brother steal all my games and stuff, so I don't have games to play.
Yeah, his brother's pretty dumb.
And so stole my memory cards. I that's one where I play a game, unlocked all this, and all my memory cards gone, and I'm like, screw it, I don't feel like playing again.
I don't know, going back to, not to interrupt, but going back to your style, I've noticed from just watching Woody play, I'm bragging on you now, he plays Street Fighter 4 and Alpha and Street Fighter 2 the same way he plays Marvel. He doesn't worry about all that crazy combo shit.
Yeah, he ain't got time.
He ain't got time.
That's the same way I play. I don't worry about it.
And I've noticed that, he hardly ever goes up into air combos and infinites. He just, he waits, kind of turtles a little bit, or he'll get in your face. It just depends on how he notices the other person's playing. If the other person's turtling, then, BB Hood, she'll get you. If you want turtle, she'll pull those huntsmen out, and he'll get you a chip damage and everything. He'll call you out. So, his style is it's really unique compared to monkey see, monkey do.
Don't be throwing up no pieces.
There's only two games that I actually do combos. One is the old game it was fun to play, was X-Men Next Dimension. That's the only, I'll try to think of the combos out of does make up combos.
Well, so what's funny is that plays like a Marvel game.
Yeah,
like Marvel Capcom.
And Project Justice.
I'll see that.
That one. I try to do combos with any other. I ain't got time for all them combos. It's just for show. I ain't got time.
I love that. I love it. I just ain't got time for combos.
Only Colossus. That's only air combo.
Forehead air combo does over half damage. You're like, okay.
That's only one.
Only when it really pays off. We're talking about 300% payoff. That's when you'll worry about it. Nice.
I don't know. Adam, he'll do the stupidest shit in Marvel. He'll piss you off. Silver Samurai, can't touch it. Like, you just can't. He'll do stupid shit. He'll get away with almost anything. It's kind of like he just transformed Silver Samurai into a Servbot. I mean, he just gets out of the stupidest stuff and pulls off the stupidest stuff.
Hits you out of a super with a fierce punch.
He probably has one of the best Silver Samurais that I've ever seen, and I've seen a few people play with him. I don't know, his is probably the best that I've seen locally. So
another reason I play him is because no one else does.
Well, I
like variety.
Well, he's the only one that really committed to him for a while, and you knew he wasn't bullshitting when he pulled out, Colossus, Silver Samurai, and whoever else he wanted. That was Ken. You knew that was over. You knew it was over for you if you pulled that team out. So it's just kind of just picking that team, and if you know the guy, then that's enough to psychologically freak you out, and then you make mistakes and he punishes you for them. So
let's talk a little bit about Marvel some more. Adam, do you have I don't know, if you were to go up against a really great player at a tournament, would you try to maybe find some videos of him? Would you do any studying, or would you just kind of go in?
Well, I wouldn't know who I'd really be fighting until the end of the tournament. I really wouldn't have access at that point to really.
But if you knew they'd be there,
if
I knew they'd be there, I know what people do. I mean, I'm not. I've seen plenty of footage of MSP garbage. I don't say garbage, but stuff. Mm-hmm. I've seen plenty of that, plenty of Storm, plenty of Sentinel. I mean, I know what I need to do. It's a matter of actually getting it off.
Cool. So you just got that much knowledge about the game.
I think so. I mean, I haven't really played it, technically, like that for a while. But I mean, I still play it once in a while.
Cool.
I can still put a hurting on TK and other people once in a while in that game.
Awesome.
So.
Well, it'll definitely be cool when it comes out on PSN then for you.
Oh yeah, it'll be a refresher.
Are you excited about being able to change the music?
Yes.
Yes. I think everyone is.
Except Tiki for a Red's going to stay in there. It's going to stay in there.
Yeah, it'll be on random. It'll show up every once in a while just for nostalgia's sake. Make you feel good. Let's see. What about games that are they don't really have that big a community like King of Fighters? You guys ever play King of Fighters a little bit?
Woody plays that considerably more than I do, although I do enjoy King of Fighters.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why do you think people in the Street Fighter community hate on it so much?
Because it's competition.
Oh.
It's brand name, red versus blue type of thing.
I gotcha. What do you like about King of Fighters, Woody?
Well, at first I like the 3-on-3 playing system, but other than that, I mean, I like the Capcom fighters versus King of Fighters, but I can't really. Why do I like it? I don't know, but I just like it.
It's just one of those things.
It's just like
usually
any fighting games. You got Guilty Gear, you got King of Fighters, you got Fatal Fury. It's just I like them all. Now there's some time killers. Mortal Kombat, I used to like it, but King of Fighters, I always like King of Fighters. That's some I can say I'd tear you up in King of Fighters, and sometimes I could. Capcom, I probably I tear you up and I get whooped, but I'm pretty decent, I guess.
To me, King of Fighters was the first game that tried to reward aggression. It's all these crazy block strings, and Capcom was always you can turtle if you want. It's not taboo, but King of Fighters it kind of is.
Yeah, it's a little harder to turtle the King of Fighters games.
But now Guilty Gear is King of Fighters level 2, so you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the tension gauge.
Yeah.
If you start turtling, it'll go down and you lose super, and you're like, damn it! I was just about to use that! And you're screwed.
What you were talking about, Guilty Gear used to be your game.
Yeah.
And now you don't really play it that much.
I used to, I'll beat you. I don't care who you are. You're just going down. But it's like I haven't played Guilty Gear
since you played it on my Xbox.
Yeah, and that was
like 3-4 years ago.
I played like the
even at TK's place. The first time I played Guilty Gear was at TK's place, and you guys tore me up.
Oh yeah,
you guys didn't even give me a chance to like learn anything. You guys just tore me up.
You weren't going, even if you learned, you didn't have time. But it's like that over your place, and then that was the second time. Other than that, I don't know. It's like I lost the feel of playing fighting games. Now, there's Street Fighter 4 kind of rejuvenated a little bit, but since I got PlayStation 3 or nothing, and I got to worry about my brother always stealing my stuff, I'm just like, I just always on my computer all the time. But I don't even play like fighting games on my computer either. So.
Well, you can.
Well, I know I can, but it's just like I'm always doing other stuff. I ain't got time.
I think you're just making excuses.
Well, yeah, but...
See, but then that would be good if we did succeed in rejuvenating the arcade. You go to the arcade and play, not have to worry about your brother stealing the arcade machine.
See, because
that's stupid.
Like, well, that's one... when I go to arcade, that's really the only time I play games now.
How much would you love a Blaze Blue arcade at Pocket Change?
Hey, that'd be awesome.
That'd be legit, right?
Yeah, that'd be legit.
Emphasis on the T.
Exactly. How about travel? Would you guys, if you felt like you really wanted to, would you put in the time to travel into a regional tournament or like an EVO qualifier or something like that?
If I thought I was good enough, yeah. I mean, I've done okay at seasons beatings a couple times.
Okay.
A couple times I got forgotten, but which I was not too happy about that, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I was still there. I still got to see all the great players and all the neat tricks that they'd use, and kind of put them in my mental Rolodex. So
Cool.
I would use them later.
Awesome. What about you, Woody?
I've never been to a real tournament, so...
Yeah?
Never.
He's too scared. He's
he's
afraid to come out and show his awesomeness. He's more humble than T when he's among strangers, but with his friends, he'll tear you up all day. He don't care who you are.
But it's like they had a Tekken tournament. Remember you said Right Pat or Right State? Was it Right State?
Something like that.
And I was like, man, I know like Tekken.
Oh yeah, when I invited you.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm too scared.
You thought about it I know you were thinking about it. I can tell by talking to you on the phone.
I'm not good enough. Like with Tekken, the tensions, I don't have time.
But back then you could have. You were all right back then. Like nowadays, they'd be walking all over you.
Yeah, but I just don't. Like when I play certain games, it's like I don't have time to memorize all them button presses.
You don't need to. You just kind of find them as you play.
It's like Virtua Fighter 2. I remember when Virtua Fighter 2 first came out. I couldn't be beat. And now Virtua Fighter 5, now it sucks, man. I can't do that. I can't even do a punch.
Yeah! That's Jackie for those who don't know. Not Jackie, that's...
Yeah, Jackie.
That's Jackie, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Jackie Bryan.
That's right.
I don't know, Woody, would you come out to my tournament here?
I'm not sure.
Don't be lying.
It's a 10-minute drive. I don't know.
It's a 10-minute drive. But I don't know.
The things you could do with 10 minutes, other than driving up here.
Drink half a beer.
No, I don't drink beer.
He's legit.
But see, I always just say I don't know because it's like them Thursday things over at Sarah's house.
Yep.
Now since I'm unemployed now I can just like, hey, I go there. I don't have to get up early Friday, but it's like I don't have the passion's not there anymore.
This is Nate's purpose is to bring that passion back. That's his whole...
To bring it bubbling back up in your stomach.
Yeah.
Like a bad burrito.
That's why I'm like...
To tell you the truth, Woody, I'm actually surprised you've been playing Street Fighter 4 with us. So I'm very happy about that.
Yeah.
Is that your game? Is that like your passion?
I wouldn't say it's about passion, but it's like, that's the... I mean,
it's nostalgic and new
I mean,
at the same time.
Like Smash Brothers. I don't even really like Smash Brothers, but I'll play it. I'll get whooped.
He loves Cat Falcon.
Falcon Punch!
That's
He
right.
loves that move.
That's right. There was one match where he's playing against Sean. Remember this, Lee? and it got down to the wire, and he had Cam Falcon, and Sean was, who was Sean? Do you remember? Well, he was some character, and I mean, they were on PictoChat, and, what he was charging up, a Falcon punch, okay? And, Sean blocked it, and then by pure luck, or maybe even sheer genius, the very last frame of the Falcon punch hit Sean, so he was like, Falcon punch!
He tried to sidestep it too early, and he came back right when he was about to retract the Falcon punch.
And it hit him, and I mean, it was like a little nick. It just felt like God had just, like, flicked, like, this poor little insect, like, away. I mean, it was over. It was true. Like, Sean about, crapped his pants. He was like, what? Oh my God, it was over. And like, nope, you still had like a fraction of a second left. And it was ridiculous. Like, we were just like, whoa.
Those type of fight games, technically, I like them because it's like the party type games, but like Smash Brothers, I don't know. I mean, I like it, but I guess since I can't play it too good, it's like, Like, remember Power Stone?
Yeah.
I used to love playing Power Stone. I get whooped at that too. But I love playing Power Stone, but Smash Brothers, I don't love it. I just
but you think it's
you just play.
It's fun to play. And
you like the music, don't lie.
Oh yeah. And then there's this game.
He all crying one day because the Legend of Zelda theme was playing. He was like, oh, and he like dropped the controller for a minute.
So with Street Fighter 4 coming out, all of the new players coming in, including myself, really, at least Street Fighter in general. What do you guys think of that? All the players flooding SRK. I mean, is that a good thing?
The more the merrier.
Nice.
I mean, there's going to be assholes in there, but same with any other type of gathering.
For every 10 players, you get 2 assholes.
Pretty much. Isn't that what SRK's known for? Is to have those assholes who are like, oh, all you 09 faggots. You guys aren't legit fans. So I had that when I first...
Too bad they weren't alive, 15 years ago when the game came out.
Right?
That's totally their fault.
That's
totally.
Right.
You should have been born 20 years ago to play me then. That's how it should have been.
Shame on you for not being born.
Right. If you were to go to a tournament like mine and there were a bunch of just like Street Fighter 4 nooblets playing on my nice TVs, would you just get up and just rape them?
I'd eat them up and then tell them what they did wrong.
Nice.
Not like, oh, you need to block that, you piece of crap. I'd be like, dude, you need to use the jab more, or use this move because it's got invincibility, or this goes through fireballs, or something like that.
A little bit of that teaching spirit in you.
Mm-hmm. That's what kept me with Marvel, because they all tore my ass up. But they weren't like dickheads about it. They said, listen.
I was.
Well, just a little bit.
Just enough.
But that's just you, though. You're not afraid to speak your mind, because when I get frustrated and pissed off, Adam would just be like, listen, quit your bitching. This is what you did wrong.
Oh, you would love me, then. I just picked the game back up 2 days ago.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
You're a pretty good guy already, then. That's good.
And Marvel, is Guile any good at Marvel?
He's
very
insanely
mid.
He has really good strong points and really bad weak points.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. His flash kick is awesome, especially as an assist.
Nice. Yeah, definitely launch him up in the air.
Yep.
Might have to think about that then. Pick up Guile. I know that
you already play with him. I told you that his low sweep connects into a Sonic Hurricane if they can't roll out of it. It just depends on your timing.
They can roll out of it, but you gotta
time it.
You gotta be sweet as well.
Yeah.
Now, if you sweet, you do the low fierce kick to a Sonic Boom and do the somersault super. That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Nice. Well, back to you, Woody. I asked Adam about his mind games. I know that you don't necessarily do a lot of research and just kind of go with it. So when you're in a match against, let's say that you're in a match against a player who's better than you. I mean, you just kind of feel that. You just feel that, okay, they've kind of got a handle on what I'm doing. How would you counteract that? How would you come back and win rounds 2 and 3?
Usually, if the person better than me, sometimes I'll I don't know. It's like
go for the chips, man. You go for the chips.
Yes, you do the chip damage. But usually, I'll say some stuff like, let's have zany. Let's say, I always want to talk about zany.
Yeah,
Let's say
but I love Zane.
I'll do the same move over and over, right? But let's say I'll do the move, but I won't actually do it. I'll fake it. And then they'll, like, because, you know, when somebody's trying to chop them, they're like, well, just do the headbutt. Well, let's say I keep doing that move, they're going to jump. Well, then actually hit them. Or it's, I like just sometimes, like, if I'll talk some stuff, like, I'll go, I'll do it. They think I'm going to do it, but I ain't doing it. I'm just saying that. But that's usually how I can play some mind games then.
Woody's really good with the psychological mind game because
but
he'll be like, Lariat! And he won't even do
like,
it. He won't even do it.
Or like, let's say I hit somebody, like, oh, watch out for the hand, but I ain't gonna do it. But sometimes I do it.
And then you do it, and you get hit, and you say you should have been watching for it the whole time.
I know, and then when you're just sitting there, you know, you're just like, why are you sitting there? To hit you with the
sometimes I
hand.
get the person laughing, and then they can't even play now. They're laughing. But they get pissed, and sometimes I get whooped.
I've seen that a few times.
Like Gabby and Marvel.
Yeah, he'll get
I pissed him off so bad because he's doing all this cheesy, and I said all this stuff like, oh crap! And then he played me again, and he ended up tearing me up. He was hip to what I was doing.
He had like earplugs, and he just kept playing.
Yeah.
So Street Fighter 4 is still kind of going through its growing pains, as we all know. I haven't heard anything about characters being banned yet, but what do you guys think? Is that in the future?
I thought Seth was banned, or non-arcade characters were
No,
banned.
they're not banning anybody.
I
agree with that. I think they're innocent until proven guilty.
Well, you know, I kind of agree with that too, but sometimes, you know, when they add the console-specific characters, they're not quite as balanced as other characters.
I mean, Galkin's not even good, let alone ban-worthy in my opinion.
Well, Galkin's a trade character. You have to trade damage to do damage. I mean, you have to be aggressive or just be super turtle. I mean, but if you try to be super turtle, he's not good enough to get away from you.
Seth is good if you turtle.
Yeah.
But good and ban-worthy are far apart, I hope. There's a guy in Westchester who got like 4th with him, I think. Just by running away the whole time and jumping off the wall. But
hopping on their head, yeah.
He's nowhere near Sagat, in my opinion.
No, Sagat, I think, is probably one of the better characters in the game.
I know that you can just knock Seth around. If you get him, he will take damage like a fool.
Yeah.
I think that's how I won an online match. I was way down, and I just managed to get lucky with some, I think, heavy Thunder Knuckles. Every time it was like, I don't know, 20% damage. It was crazy.
I love seeing the weaker characters use full focus attacks, because then I can get like 2 hits in on them, and it does so much more damage. So much fun.
And wasn't it you, Adam, who said that you had a streak with Akuma where you haven't won?
I think I've won once ever playing Akuma on Street Fighter 4. Once ever.
Why do you think that is?
I really don't know. I guess it's just the way I play Akuma.
You just can't run away. So
I don't.
Right.
I've seen people that win. That's all they do, and they win by just running away with Akuma, throwing air fireballs and shrieking whenever you jump. But I just don't. I don't play that way. I don't know why I don't play that way. I just don't think it's fun for me to play that way.
Maybe Akuma just isn't your character.
I don't think he is.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that you can just knock him out of, his raging demon, I think that's pretty cool.
Or jump out of it even if you're like throwing a jab in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating. I know it is. I've had people yell at me online for that. They're on top of me, throwing a fierce punch, and I jump. They're like, what the hell? Like, you were in the middle of recovering, and it's like, I just held up, man. I'm sorry.
Right.
It's in the game.
Yeah, there was something I heard about when the Ultra is starting up in that really flashy animation, the opponent still has time to input some either jump or their own Ultra.
Mm-hmm. The only time it will ever work is if you're attacking. It has to be a ridiculously long attack as well.
I actually saw a Super beat out an Ultra, point blank. Like, the Ultra had started, and they did the Super in the same animation as the Ultra, and the Super won. Which I thought was very odd.
That's legit, because I was playing Nick at Westchester, just like a casual, and he had Balrog, and he had me in the corner, and he had just done his Super. He didn't have an Ultra, And I did my Ultra to counter the Super with Chun-Li.
Didn't work?
Nope, his Super beat my Ultra.
I think they're faster. From what I gather, the Supers are just generally faster. Maybe they have some type of priority over Ultras, maybe?
Which is kind of stupid because I know, like,
And
the whole
plus you don't have to
flashy
take damage to
startup
get them.
kind of throws it off when you have that flashy startup.
Well,
and you
I
think
told
that
you
you're
guys I
gonna counter.
slapped one of the Balrogs out of his Ultra on
That's
reaction.
true.
I slapped him out of it with the regular slap.
Wow. Was he still in startup, or had he started to?
He was like, "Go escape!" And I was like,
Right.
"Dragon Punch!" and just slapped him right out of it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and the guy was fairly upset.
I know.
He kept playing, but he
Nice.
was still upset about that.
Did he switch characters?
I don't remember if he did or not. I just know he was upset that I beat that out with a special, not an EX special,
Right.
a special.
Right. Well, that's how it happens.
Yeah.
He'll know better next time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see here. We've talked a lot about how you guys play games and definitely how you think about it, and that's awesome. So let's segue back into community a little bit.
Okay.
So we really all want the community to be rejuvenated. I mean, we can all pretty much agree on that, even if you guys aren't necessarily as interested in competition as you may have been previously.
Oh, I'm always interested in competition.
Yeah.
It's a matter of me having time to go play.
Right.
It's really my only issue. Like this week, I just got lucky this week. Like I had 4 days off this week, which was actually no 3, because I got called in Monday at 4 o'clock. But I normally work 4 to 5 days a week, sometimes 6, a couple times 7. And if there's tournaments and stuff to go on, I want to go,
Right.
but I'm not always able to. I know when Woody was working, it was pretty much the same way. You'd have to get up at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. And you don't want to be out till 1 o'clock.
Be 1 o'clock, be having fun. Like, oh man, it's 2:30.
He did that a couple of times in the first few Thursday night party things that we did.
Yeah, that's why I like stop coming.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta have that balance, you can't just, and especially if you got a family, you just can't play games until 1, and expect everything to be alright when you get home.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
Nope.
But it seems like the enthusiasm is still there with you guys.
Oh yeah, I would thoroughly enjoy having another arcade machine up there for something relatively new. Like it doesn't even have to be brand new. It doesn't have to be Tekken 6 BR. It doesn't have to be
you'd be
Blaze
happy with
Blue.
like a third strike.
Just something else that is fun. Something else that's there and available.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be anything like that. Hell, I'd probably still be playing Tekken Tag if the damn thing wasn't broken. It was even the old machine they had all my records on it and everything, which was hilarious.
Well, what's so funny?
Just Nate, pocket change.
Oh.
Just retarded. He's the most. There was one day where Adam was walking in and he had ice cream, and Nate had like this magnet or something, and he was being real stupid with it. This guy's like old, like maybe in his 40s or something, but he's being real stupid with it. And Adam's walking up, and he goes up to Adam, and he's like, "Hold it there, sir." And Adam's just like, looking at us like, is he really talking to me? And then he holds up the magnet, and he went, "Whoa, dude, get the fuck away from me." he was all like, "I don't want that shit fucking up my credit cards, okay?" He goes, "Quit being such a dumbass." And then he just walked away, and Nate went, "Well, he's pleasant." He didn't know what to say, because Adam just blatantly was just like, "Get the fuck away from me."
Well, I mean, he's weird. I mean, he's had numerous complaints because he's weird.
He is very weird, but that was just so funny. Adam don't care who you are.
That day, it was just like, dude, just get away from me.
I know.
It was almost like he smelled. He probably did. It was like, you stink, get away from me, type of thing, I think.
I know, pretty much. And he was just like, and Nate, he may be weird, but I don't think he'd do anything to hurt anybody.
I don't think so either, but he just... I don't know.
He just kind of... He pushes buttons and he doesn't even mean to. It's just his personality. But Adam is just like, get the fuck away from me. But being such a dumbass. And he just...
So I'm actually surprised he didn't kick me out of the arcade for that.
You didn't touch him. You weren't acting like an idiot. He was the one who should have been kicked out even though he worked there. You should have been publicly humiliated. So you just don't go up to patrons and like put stuff in their face, you know. But yeah.
Well, you do if you're me.
It's true. Never mind. I think
Would you
that's
like
that.
some ice cream? Hmm? What?
Pretty much. When he had like a microphone and everything, he'd be stupid with the microphone. Hey, you back there. We're like all looking. You know, who's the miscreant? He's like, you! And he's like, just kidding. And I was like, you're such an asshole.
Wow.
Dumb.
And I get to make a business deal with him. That's cool.
No, not with him, but with the actual owner. He's just a general manager. He's not the actual
The owner's
owner.
pretty cool, but he's really old school. I mean,
I've never seen him. He's
I used to work there back, when the chain was still pretty much alive in the area.
Right.
And the owner was pretty cool. He's a no-nonsense guy. He likes to get his hands dirty. But I really haven't talked to him in the past, 3 or 4 years, so I really don't know if things have changed. But I knew that he was usually pretty receptive to any of the ideas or any comments that I had back then.
Right.
But, I mean, he may be susceptible to some type of deal. I mean, I'm not going to say that it's not going to happen.
Right, yeah.
But he was usually pretty cool about everything. Even when we weren't supposed to play games on the clock, and we kept telling him, like, dude, there's no one here during the day. Like, well, you can find something to do. Like, yeah, and get it done in 15 minutes, and we've still got 3 hours to kill. Right. And he was pretty cool about it. He didn't fire us, even though he could have. So.
What happened to that chain? I mean, is it just people not showing up?
Oh, they just started closing them down because people stopped showing up. Yeah. Namco bought one of their bigger ones down up in Pickwood.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it's still there or not. I know it was there 2 years ago. I was up in that area a couple weeks ago, but I didn't have time to stop in the mall. I wanted to. I just didn't have time. I had a job to do.
Yeah, I remember some of the arcades that were getting closed down. It's like the games they had, they were old. I remember when Salem Mall existed. I went the arcade and they had 3 Donkey Kongs. I got 3 of them. They had 3 Donkey Kongs. The Centipede, the newest game they probably had was Samurai Showdown. And they had 2 of them. And then Captain Bogies. I remember first they were kind of sweet. They were sweet.
I remember Captain
They had one of the first Stalkers.
And then all of a sudden they had the games for the kids and stuff. But then I remember
when you go upstairs and you're like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, they had Tekken 5 and Street and the joystick. I was moving around. I couldn't. I done wasted my tokens and I had this control broke. And then you go there a month later, still messed up. So it was
I got a question for you. How many buttons is on the normal Tekken cabinet? How many buttons do you play?
How many buttons?
Yeah.
4.
Yeah. I went to some place and they had 2 buttons. I was even I kind of walked up and I was like, oh wow, that's a unique looking machine. And then I before I put my quarters in, I saw there was only 2 buttons. I'm like, how am I supposed to play this? I thought it was very odd.
It'd be like a World Heroes. Push the button.
Yeah, let it go. Hold it for 2 buttons and hold it. Yeah. Okay. I see how it goes.
Or it's like Street Fighter Champion Edition where you hit start and then you get the other 2.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you guys think the problem with the arcades going down is maybe, I don't know, it seems like the players are around, but why have they stopped going?
It's
expense, I think.
That and maintenance.
No, that's part of the expense.
Yeah, and it's...
You can't buy cheap joysticks because then they break, and you have to replace them more often, but then you buy the expensive ones, and somebody breaks them like, well, see, they still broke, and you're like, well, but it lasted 3 times as long.
Exactly. And the money that they make, I think Pocket Change, in my own opinion, I don't know, maybe Adam could vouch for this or totally disagree. The 2 money makers in Pocket Change is DDR and Marvel. Those are the only games that were big money makers, and they had ITG for a while, but that broke down because they don't take care of it, and they let overly obese people get on it and jump around like idiots. If they were a little bit more blunt, they would say, weight limit, whatever, do what you have to do to preserve your games. Tell, no kitties on the games, chewing and drooling all over the sticks. Drop kick them in the face, and you see that.
It's kind of funny you mentioned that. I actually had to throw out a mentally disabled person from trying to destroy a machine.
Oh, that's sad.
I mean, I didn't want to, but I mean, he was like 2 degrees off from throwing it on the floor because he was rocking the thing, and I'm just like, I can't do it, but I have to.
But see, the mentally challenged is not really his fault. It's the person that's in charge of the mentally challenged person. So Adam, you shouldn't feel bad about that. The person that was watching him should feel bad about it.
Well, they weren't watching him.
Exactly.
So
that's why they should feel bad.
Yeah.
Who's getting mad at the WrestleMania machine? Mad at the Undertaker. I remember that.
Oh, no.
Goddamn Undertaker! Spitting all over the thing, shaking it.
Wow.
That's why ain't too many of them pinball machines around. Shaking.
Pinball's fun, but
Have you guys heard of like gaming lounges? I think there's one up in I forget where, but they use consoles instead of big arcade cabs.
I'm not really familiar with that.
I'm kind of familiar with it. I remember them throwing it around the arcade sometimes as an idea, but every time they would mention it to me, I'd be like, well, how are you going to get the rights to, make money off of somebody else's game?
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, And they, I wouldn't hear anything about it for a little while longer. They'd be like, well, we're just going to put up a PlayStation 2. And
that's not hard to do, because when I went to Kansas City once upon a time, they have a place, well, they did, I don't know if it's still open, I've been there for like 4 years.
Let's hope it is.
Yeah, let's hope.
Yeah.
Called Sundogs. And they actually had systems, and they had computers hooked up on the internet, $20 all day. You can be all day on the internet. $10 for like an hour, $5 for an hour, something like that. They charge by the hour, or you could pay them like $20 to play all day.
You're being charged for the convenience. You're not actually being charged to play a specific
Exactly. So,
title
I mean, that's how they would,
Copyright.
make their money off covers. Like, oh, this is my system. You can pay to play on it, and this is the games that I have for it. So, I mean, it's
kind of like the old
like
internet
a
cafe type
loophole.
of thing.
Yeah, you can kind of do like an internet cafe type of thing. Momo's does that. I know that in Columbus, where they host seasons meetings, they have TVs up on the wall, and they use, sometimes they'll have consoles and things like that. They have a karaoke and bowling and things like that. But like a internet cafe kind of deal would be good. The only problem is having enough systems and TVs to go around, because if it's a big hit, then it's like, your supply needs to meet the demand.
Also, the problem with people walking away with controllers and other things like that. And considering that everything now is wireless.
And people would do that.
And people would purposely break controllers, and people would accidentally break controllers. And
Maybe I should, maybe that would be a great episode, actually. Get a hold of that guy, either the Pocket Change owner, see how he feels about it, if you want to be interviewed, or the little game lounge, wherever it is. I know it's nearby, it's like 25 minutes away, but I forget the name. Maybe see how that guy, how does he handle the problems like people stealing controllers? How does he get the games licensed or whatever? And see how he manages his business model. That'd be pretty cool.
the smart way would be, holding collateral for the controllers and things like that. But the problem is that people still break controllers.
Yeah, even if it's not on purpose.
Like Michael Golo
Oh, right, yeah.
and his rage fits and his mess.
Yeah, there's a video.
Or Gooseby. If anybody knows Gooseby.
Yeah.
Or Mike Sal, who smashes an
He
entire
threw
arcade
my
stick.
controller on the ground. I just bought the machine. He got mad and spiked the controller. I was like, get the fuck out of here right now.
I would too.
And he was just like, sorry, man. Can I stay? I'm like, no!
I probably would have let him stay at that.
I think it
If
was.
he apologized.
It was when the PlayStation 2 or Dreamcast came out. I think it was Dreamcast. And he threw the controller down in disgust.
Hey, that reminds me of, I was at home playing Darkstalkers with Ken on my Saturn. Red Saturn controller, it was working flawless. And I was trying to do moves, and it didn't work. And I got so pissed I took the cord, like, this pieces of Saturn all over the place.
Wow.
And then I felt so stupid. I felt so stupid doing that afterwards. And I'm like, why did I do that? But
You let the rage control.
Yeah, the Dark Shadow.
yeah.
Don't let the rage control you.
I even when you was working at Pocket Change or Fun and Games,
Yeah.
I bent the marble control. Because
You never told me that before.
I was bad. I was doing, and when I was going, come on, and I'm not used to it. it bent. It was like this. It still worked, but it's all bent.
That's amazing. That's like Hulk strength.
But that's the only time.
You never told me that before. So now I'm angry at you.
And I think we'll leave off on that. For anybody who is wondering, we don't have TK with us for episode 2 because he opted out. He's
scared.
He's scared.
He's too scared. He's too afraid that if he starts talking trash, that somebody out there will hear it.
You might have to play.
And he might have to play for real, and he might have to come out of his little snake hole and go away from his precious arcade. So,
But I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get a digital recorder. I'm gonna hide it in my pocket if I have
Get
to.
him!
Just record everything that he says and make it an episode. I'd have to tell him though, because then I'd feel bad.
What is it, every time he talks trash about Justin Wong?
it's
I can totally beat Justin Wong every time.
Okay.
I can totally beat him.
TK with Justin Wong. He thought, man, I heard about that Justin Wong. Justin Wong, that kid's sorry. He thinks he's so sweet. Yeah, you tell Justin Wong the next time you see him at one of those big fancy tournaments that TK's looking for him. You send him to TK. TK will show him what's for. And we're like, have you ever seen this guy play? I said, they don't call him Jay Wong for nothing, And he's just like, oh, he's sorry. And he does.
I'm gonna have to get TK.
Like I told you last time, the 2 names that you need to mention,
Yeah.
definitely need to mention if you ever get to interview him,
Oh, I will.
is Justin Wong and Richard.
Yeah.
Just say, man, I heard that this Richard
Chris,
guy.
too, sometimes.
Oh, and
Sometimes-
Chris Rose.
Sometimes he's got an issue with him.
Here's the funny thing, though. He was talking trash about Chris Rose and Josh Queen. And speak of the devil, here comes Chris Rose and Josh Queen walking into the arcade. So he's sitting there watching them play. Chris is tearing everybody up. TK's like sitting over there. TK's like, man, he's sorry. Using all that cheese, knocking everybody off, making them waste their tokens, can't even play legit. And he's like, well, I'll teach him something. So he goes over there with his tokens.
Yeah.
His little pocket change tokens, and puts them in and picks his really cheesy Blackheart, Cable, and Doom team. Chris tore him up. So then, before they were leaving, they were all standing together talking, and TK's like, yeah, Chris, he goes, you're legit, man. You're pretty sweet. And I just kind of look at him like, you were just talking shit, like 15 minutes ago. And now he's legit, and now he's sweet.
That's how you do it. Because one time he had to go to that same team to try to beat my Colossus, Zangief, and Gal team, and I still won. And then what then?
You're like, I used bottom tier and thrashed your top tier. There you go,
That's
bud.
how you do it.
And he's very fun to listen to because it's just kind of sad sometimes because when he gets talking and he gets his mouth running and we all start laughing and giggling, we're not laughing with him, we're kind of laughing at him. Because we just know he's, his mouth is bigger than his game, pretty much.
Oh. Well,
Now I feel bad. Let's wrap it up.
You're the one who said it last episode.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure TK he would at least have a lot of knowledge of Marvel and probably be really excited about the.
I don't know if he'd be able to articulate what he needed to say.
No, it'd just be skit scat, skit scat.
No, that's him. That's Woody. That's
He
Woody.
like twing.
Ting ting shorty. Can you know about that?
Ting shorty, you can twing.
I guess that's where he gets it from.
Well, everybody get really excited about the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 coming this summer.
I am.
I'd like to thank Woody, Adam, Otter, and Anchor for joining me
welcome.
today, episode 2. This has been your host, Nathan Shields. Thank you for listening. What's up?
Make sure to
Oh, yeah. Episode 3, we actually have someone confirmed for episode 3, unlike TK.
Can't go show up.
No, Gabby's more famous for not showing up, so we'll see what happens.
Right, but it's another Marvel legend who Anchor has said has gone from Ryu to Akuma to Goken. And explain that real quick.
Pretty much, when I first met Gabby, I met all these guys when I was 16 years old, and he was playing low tiers, and that's what we call the innocent stage, is when you're playing low tier. Like low tier, mid tier, and that's when you're called Ryu, and you're the traveling wanderer looking for fights, looking for, knowledge.
Right.
And so, once you find that knowledge, you find the Dark Hado, which is the high tiers and so-called cheesy playing.
Yeah.
Which is like Cable, Blackheart, Doom, MSP stuff. And then, once your heart is consumed by that, and nobody can get you. No matter what, you can go to the mall, play all day, go anywhere, go to tournaments. And you can watch these people, and you know that you can beat them, and you keep looking for fights. You keep looking for the one person that can end you, like Akuma does. You didn't find it. So then finally now his soul is at peace. He is Goken, and he is in hiding. But it is confirmed, because I talked to him today, it is confirmed that he would be interested in coming out of retirement for your tournament and doing a triple threat match with Chris Rose and Matt. He said he'll do it. He said he will bust out his stick, dust it off, practice up.
That's awesome.
And he said he will see you at the tournament.
He'll be too busy playing Monster Hunter.
Oh, shut up. You just ruined, the hypeness with Monster Hunter. But...
So I'm here for him, a Killjoy.
He said tomorrow morning after he gets back from Columbus, because he's in Columbus today, that he would be more than happy to interview with you.
Awesome. Well, we will definitely look forward to that in episode 3 of the Power Up podcast. And now we are officially going off the air. Thank you for listening. This has been your host, Nathan Shields, and I hope I will see you guys. Talk to you next time.
Later.